Nick, well, it's a deadly hazard found in thousands of homes across the area.
Tonight, 12 News' Kent Wainscott gives you a close-up and very personal look at having the danger of radon gas in your home.
Yeah, you know, we first investigated radon in Wisconsin homes more than 20 years ago. And by now, if you're a homeowner, you've probably heard about the risks and warnings. But chances are you've never seen the impact that radon can have and the danger it can pose to your family quite like this.
When the doctor came and put his hand on my shoulder and said, I have cancer.
It was lung cancer, and for Liz Hoffman, the first question was, why?
I've never smoked, not around secondhand smoke. No reason for me to have lung cancer except for living in our home breathing radon.
Liz had lived in her Milwaukee home for 15 years and knew very little about radon or how dangerous it could be.
I asked my doctor if there is anything in my life, that would have caused this. And he said no, nothing except for the elevated levels of radon in our home.
For more than 6 years, Liz has battled the cancer and beaten the odds, but now it's back in her lungs and brain. She knows the numbers, that an estimated 21,000 people die from radon-induced lung cancer every year, that it's the leading cause of lung cancer in non-smokers. And she also knows for her radon-induced cancer, there is no cure.
I am stage 4. This is not for a cure. It's palliative care. So it's just making as much time as I can have.
For years, Liz was unaware of the danger in her home. You can't see radon or smell it, but it's there. The region's radon coordinator says the risk of radon is not increasing, but awareness of the danger is.
Each year that goes by, there are more and more studies confirming that radon causes lung cancer.
And to know how to guard against it, it's important to know how it gets into homes. Radon is a natural gas caused by the breakdown of certain rocks in the ground and soil. It seeps up through drains and cracks. Every home on every piece of land has a different exposure. But because of geology, some areas, like parts of Waukesha, Washington, Racine, and Dodge counties, may be prone to higher levels. And while radon may be unknown to some, it's actually a hazard that many people have been aware of for years.
Keeping in mind now that the EPA's safety level for radon is just 4.
That was 1988, the year 12 News first investigated radon. Today, the EPA's safety or action level for radon in a home remains 4 picocuries. But recently, the World Health Organization lowered its action level to 2.7. That's the point at which their health experts say something should be done.
Well, in this home, it was reaching 20.
Don Richter found high levels of radon in his Muskego home, but says he wasn't aware of the risk when he moved in 20 years ago.
Well, I'm not surprised that it wasn't a concern then, but I'm probably I'm surprised it's not a concern now for more people.
Fortunately, radon is a serious problem with a simple solution. Don hired a company to install a radon mitigation system, a pipe and fan that simply diverts the gas and the danger before it gets into the home.
We're not taking air out of people's houses. We're taking it from under the slab when it's pressurizing against the basement slab and then coming into the house. We're grabbing it before it can come into the house. We're taking it outside.
But no one can be sure of the radon risk in their home until they test for it. Easy and inexpensive home test kits are available through many local health departments. The state health officer believes increased awareness and testing is reducing radon's impact.
I have every reason to believe that the numbers of people at risk for radon today are less than in the past.
But experts say radon is not something to be taken for granted.
Would you live in a home without testing for radon?
No.
Unfortunately for many, like Liz Hoffman, the message came too late.
I feel that things happen for a reason, so that's why I'm here sharing my story, so that hopefully people will find out more about radon, test their homes.
And now she spends what time she can leading the fight, heading a national group called CANSAR, Cancer Survivors Against Radon, using her own experience as a cautionary tale to others.
What we're trying to do is save lives so that other people will not have to hear the words, "You have cancer."
Now, the radon home test kits, like the one that you saw in that report, they're easy to do. Most cost around $10, and you can get them through stores and from local health departments. We have a link for you on our website, WISN.com, and we also have a link to the state's list of certified radon contractors. If you're having work done, you want to make sure that it's done right by someone who really understands the problem and knows what they're doing. And there's also another link there to Liz's organization, CANSAR, with good info and really great insight from people whose lives have been impacted in the worst way by radon in their homes.
And you see the map where the high areas are, and people watch and they go, oh, great, my house isn't there, it's okay.
Yeah, not necessarily, no. In fact, every home is different. Every home's exposure is different. Liz, as a matter of fact, lives on the south side of Milwaukee in an area that's not known for particularly high radon averages. It's not one of those hot spot areas that you saw, but she did have high levels in her home and didn't know about it until she passed it.
Wow. You got another wake-up call from Liz's story. All
Yeah,
right, thanks a lot, Kent.